got 200 strike calls, sold 20,000.
Yo, hey, how's it going? How is everybody doing? Music started playing from my speaker all of a sudden. We should be good. Happy Friday. We just placed a trade, and it looks like we are seeing some pullback from that trade. Of course, I buy it and it goes down. Like, what else? Where else would it go? Why would it go up? You know. Let's get the audio situated. Let's actually pause that. Let's put Schwab on. What do they have to say for the day?
At work have a conversation, and you know, you could tell they were trying to work through something, and one said just check. And it's like, wow, we're at a phase where it may be becoming a verb, like where you would say just Google it. So what is that?
And wow, did we take a hit today? Actually, all week we had a stop loss hit, and we are now negative in the account. Unfortunate. All in 1 week, positive $1,000 just completely wiped out. Very disheartening, but it is what it is. You know, you live to fight another day. Just wow. I literally like just saw that, and it's so heartbreaking. All years worth of fucking hard work, and I'm back to breaking even.
You know, news networks like yours, we're seeing it all over the headlines, but small businesses are really wrestling to achieve those same results.
It is what it is.
Tools that just aren't made for this. Untrained and
And it's just
employees.
God.
So, that's one of the things that
The weeks like this week make you want to give up.
Intelligence platform that's designed specifically for those small businesses.
Makes you just want to buy the S&P 500 and fucking hold it for 20 years. Like,
the dirty work, the operations, the admin, the customer service, communications, reporting. So those companies can see, you know, real meaningful ROI quickly, not having to wait.
yeah, we may be switching up the strategy coming forward. We may just completely get out of small caps. I don't know if it's worth it anymore. The only, well, actually, that's not true. Microsoft, but I held on to Microsoft. You see, the thing is with bigger companies, you can hold them, and they more are likely to go up than fucking small caps. Small caps fucking just burned me, man.
Today, you know,
Seems like everyone has fucking burned me.
Right now is just so rapid, and the accessibility of the numerous chat tools that are
But let's try to make some of this money back. Let's look for some setups. Wow, another one.
If there's different tools that are in the marketplace that they believe can help them go and achieve, you know, better results, faster results for the companies they work for, they're going to go and reach for those tools if they believe that
pulled back to that previous support.
If their company is not providing that,
I guess we'll just see if that holds for Symbiotic.
Unfortunately, a lot of those
another one that's just really up almost $1,000 last week. So it's like, and I guess I should have just. And that's another one of my problems is, dude, I need to learn to take profits. Yes, let your winners ride, but dude, if you feel like you should take profits, fucking take them. If you like, I'm learning that lesson the hard way. Too many times have I've let my runners ride just for them to fall back to my fucking stop loss and lose money or make money. And it's like, maybe I should have just fucking actually taken profit. Maybe then my account wouldn't be negative now, because I would have had $3,000 instead of $1,000. So, you know, it's just all those things that you learn. You know, you learn by experience. And this is just fucking pulling back. And it's more money that I'm just fucking throwing away. We'll see if this pulls back to the 50. If it pulls back to the 50, we're out.
How productive it can make us. How do you look at it? Is it friend or foe?
It's friend. And in this turmoil that we live in today, we need friends, not enemies. And it's friend. You know, I look back in my football career. What we did on offense and defense back in 1961 when I played it for 18 years.
Let's see.
We recognize it today for what they do today. Technology touches every business.
Let's take a look at some more. Let's take a look at American Superconductor. This took a major hit yesterday. Huge gap down.
And it's helping make us better. And that's why we put our guys together. We built our product, and we've got it out on the marketplace. And these type of things are so important for us to be able to take care of our customers.
Throw a little more in as it's going back up. Hopefully that continues. I should have just put in Diamcore.
Because I think, you know, I don't think it's actually an easy answer on friend. I feel like you have to make it be your friend.
How's Quantum doing today?
Completely over. But I want to know what you think about
Quantum taking a big hit.
It's clear like a lot of people are using it. What do you think when you think about responsible AI adoption and I guess PIP IQ's
What's gold?
place in this?
Here we go. Now we're moving. It's starting to move back up.
It really is a safer way for us to run our businesses. And it makes us able to do more good things for our customers. The number thing, we want to be sure that we protect our customers in any of the products that they use that we have. And this is helping us do that in a very advanced way. AI is here, and it's just beginning. It's changing the world, and it's going to change it a lot more than it is right now.
I would agree.
All right, thank you. We'll have to leave our conversation there for today. That's Fran Tarkenton, NFL Hall of Fame quarterback and the CEO of Tarkenton, along with Will Adams, president of Tarkenton. Thank you for joining us.
Let's take a look at the Yahoo list. Let's see is there anything ASPI? Let's take a look at that.
Take a look at Japanese markets following both the election of a new prime minister, along with the landscape there and the growth.
It's ASPI, right?
The watch list. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Ooh, let's go full screen. Gold is... Has that started to climb back up? Kind of. It's more like holding that range. holding in that. Come on, Akam. Diamond, it's not time to feed you yet. You get like an hour. What can we do here? Data centers, I heard, are taking a hit today. Oh my god, dude. Okay. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Bro, what the fuck, man? I swear to God, dude. I swear to fucking God, bro. Like, I'd sell it and it fucking skyrockets up. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, you just have to be... Are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck?
Same goes for where you invest.
Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. This shit is like the most frustrating thing I've ever fucking done in my entire life. I swear to God, like, this is the most frustrating thing ever.
Trading at Schwab is powered by Ameritrade, unlocking the power of Thinkorswim, the award-winning trading platforms. Bring your trades into focus on Thinkorswim desktop with robust charting and analysis tools, including over 400 technical studies. Tailor the platforms to your unique needs with nearly endless customization, and track market trends with
Where is it going to? It's gonna come up here. It's gonna use that as resistance. Let's go to the hourly. Actually, 30 minutes fine. 30 minute is fine. It's coming up. That looks like a pretty big downtrend to me.
Thank you so much for joining us today. First, I just want to get your thought on, kind of the historical nature of Sanae Takaichi. Excuse my pronunciation. Correct me, especially because I know.
All right, there's 1,000.
And what that means in general, and what the market interpretation has been.
So I think so far she's been received very positively by the market, and that's
Let's go to the 1 minute again.
Proactive fiscal policy.
So
she's a little bit more dovish on the monetary side. But,
really?
The long-term implication, market implication, is still uncertain, is because Japanese economy currently is not suffering from demand weakness. It's more about supply constraints. So we will find out whether this is going
okay,
to be
here we go.
conducive to the current
And I think I'm gonna put
So I've heard
by 2,000.
Trade because she's seen it, to your point, as pro-stimulus, right? And so you've seen rallying of the Nikkei. I know lower today, but it's been.
It buys it fucking high, of course. Like.
How should investors perceive that? Is there risk to kind of betting on the Takaichi trade?
So, I guess the other thing that Takaichi is focused on right now is to strengthen the domestic capabilities for
2,000.
AI, defense, space program, and so on. So these sectors will probably continue to garner attention. The other thing is,
I'd like to buy on a pullback, but
or not, whether her long-term agenda is positive or not. One thing that is going to continue in Japan is the corporate governance reform, and I think that has been the biggest driver of the market, and it will continue to be so.
Okay, so you think that's going to continue to be so, the corporate governance reform? I have been reading a lot about that. It doesn't sound sexy, but tell us why global investors should care about that.
So, Japan has been, for better or worse, dubbed socialist capitalism. So companies didn't really focus on capital efficiency as, measured by ROE or ROIC. That is now slowly starting to change. And that's because of
ooh, here we go.
2014 with the launch of Abenomics.
You know what?
we
The
embarked
bottom
on
high, of
corporate
course.
governance reform journey, and it's about 10 years now. That kind of culminated in 2023 Tokyo Stock Exchange's request, asking Japanese companies trading less than 1x book to do a better job of increasing corporate value. But that is only focusing on this corporate underperformance. Now, going forward, the key message by the market regulator is to encourage companies of all types, including the ones trading above 1x, to be more capital efficient, because still there are a lot of blue chip companies whose businesses may be
pull back
strong,
here. We can buy a little
when
bit.
it comes to capital efficiency, the capital allocation has been pretty much substandard.
Let me ask you this. I want to talk about the positioning of the Bank of Japan because, often here our conversation has been about what the Fed will do and kind of managing between inflation and
Let me turn this up for you.
There was this expectation that the BOJ would hike rates recently, but they did not. So where, and you've been, I know, across this, inflation has picked up in Japan. What's your expectation on where this leaves the BOJ next?
So, given the current interest rate environment,
It's just fucking so funny.
Yeah,
like I have to laugh it off.
Overnight car rate is only 50 basis points. However, CPI has been trading above 3%. So clearly something is not right here. So I myself, look at BOJ as being on a solid path towards gradual rate hikes. But that does not mean the rate hikes are going to happen all in one go. What this means is that the BOJ will likely do this slowly, such that
Would have liked a little bit better price, but whatever. I should have done a limited order if I wanted that.
Yet monetary policy staying loose, that should mean that equities and asset class should be attractive.
Okay. And Masa, let me ask you this. Is there a similar signaling where you can kind of read the room like we can with the Fed here on dovish or hawks on the BOJ?
Well, so there's one...
and the boring part of the show.
That there's pressure, tacit pressure on the BOJ. I don't really see it that way.
Let's take a look at more of our...
The tone of her recent comments,
Let's take a look at the Mag 9. All of the Mag 9 is down today. I added AVGO, Broadcom, and Taiwan Semiconductor to make the Mag 9 on the list here.
Okay. One of the things we've paid attention to, and anytime this bubbles back up, carry trade. What should we be watching on that?
Here we go. Let's make some of our money back today. That'd be kind of cool, right? Some of our money back from being burned by Foremost Clean Energy. Just a fucking idiotic trade. I got fucking just confident, too confident. I think that's what it was. I got too confident and I started buying all this hype.
The real interest is still firmly negative. So that means generally there's
Let's actually take a look at
on the yen, and also if you look at the balance of payments or current account balance of the country, there's no really strong demand for the yen. So I've been talking about
Foremost Clean Energy
weakness to continue for some time.
Okay.
But that does not mean it's going to weaken a lot from here further.
Let's go to the
daily. So let me ask you this. I also know that you have some picks that will be on your list. So where is there opportunity that you're seeing, especially in individual names, where investors here could gain exposure to Japanese companies?
Don't tell me that. Oh my God. No fucking way.
Wide economic moat and sustainable long-term earnings.
No fucking way.
For one, we're invested in 7&I Holdings, which is a 7-Eleven convenience store operator. Now, we know that same-store sales trend in the U.S. as well as in Japan.
So what is this?
Has been quite sluggish. But
$7.97.
We are actually excited about
trailing stop. So what is this then?
There was a CEO change, and that management is now taking a new step in the right direction. If you recall, there was a Couche-Tard.
Oh, it didn't sell it. So what caused me negative today, dude? What sold then?
But it did not drop nearly as much as feared. That's because the company is now being under tremendous pressure, getting their act together, and trying to globalize their franchise.
What's
going forward.
sold
And
today
it's,
then?
it's a
What
pretty attractive business
what
model as a
stop
retail
loss
format,
tripped
I would think.
Okay, any other on
to
your
cause
list that
me
you
to go
wanna
fucking
highlight?
negative?
Sure. So Sony might be another example.
Red
because Sony
wire.
has transformed into an
Oh no.
entertainment conglomerate, and with a recent
Arcat.
spin-off of Sony Financial Group, it's
It was
solidified
Arcat.
as a pure entertainment play. So it's PlayStation franchise, movie,
I
music,
see.
and anime now.
I
All
see.
right, that
Arcat.
is
Well,
Mark
if that's the
Data,
case,
portfolio manager of the
I
Hennessy Fund
still
here
had
on
some
the floor
shares.
of the New York Stock
And look,
Exchange.
it's up today
So
now.
we're
It
bringing
went
our
down
panel
and
to
it went up.
discuss the November consumer sentiment print, which came in at the lowest level in more than 3 years. That's next on the watch list. We'll be right back.
Yeah, that's nothing. We're selling it all and we are forgetting Arcat.
The final 90 minutes of the trading day, that's when markets make headlines and trends
Maybe
make
it's good long term, but
earnings shocks to sector rotations.
guess what?
We're
I don't have
tracking
that
catalysts
kind of
that
shit
move
in my
markets
long
right
term
into the
portfolio
close.
anymore.
Here on the floor, I bring you real-time sentiment from
So
traders
goodbye
driving
Arcat
the
and
action.
good fucking
And in
riddance.
Chicago, we break down the data, technicals, and trades you need to see before the bell rings.
Good riddance
Live coverage of
Arcat.
the close every
Holy
single
shit.
day.
This is
I like that.
Market on close, live
I like
weekdays,
that. I like
6
seeing
p.m.
that.
Eastern, only on Schwab Network.
There we go. Make some of the money back
Opportunities
today.
Don't stop when the market day ends. So neither do we. Schwab gives you round-the-clock access to over 1,100 of the most popular stocks and ETFs, plus a wide variety of futures markets. All with 24-hour support from trading specialists who understand the ins and outs of 24-hour trading. No matter the hour,
Foremost Clean Energy has not been doing good.
with Schwab.
Hey, investors, you know the market moves. Schwab is here to help you.
Florida Vertibus.
So, whether you're buying, selling, holding, or planning, whether you're ETFing or 401k'ing, saving, spending, or even retiring, you can count on Schwab for market insights, live support, powerful trading platforms, and 400 branches, all at your service.
Let's just keep
all
that
so you can invest
going up.
your way. Sounds nice, right?
We'll make some of our money back from the
Thanks,
stop
Dennis. Live
losses
from the
today.
New York Stock Exchange. When the market moves, we're on it. Getting the reaction, the strategy, and sentiment in real time. Stream Schwab Network at schwabnetwork.com.
Yeah, Foremost Clean Energy been taking a rough hit this week, but
Welcome back to the watch list. Let's bring in our
it
panel
looks
to
like it
discuss
is
state of consumer
almost.
sentiment. Joining us now, we've got Mark Hamrick,
Looks like that wick
Washington
just
Bureau
touched
Chief
that
and Senior Economic
200-day
Analyst
moving
at
average.
Sveta Kalinska Consulting,
And,
founder and CEO of Relay
You know,
Global.
we'll just
Thank you
hold.
both so
We'll let
much
that hit
for
the stop
joining
loss.
us this afternoon. Happy to see you all on a Friday.
Ooh,
Mark,
big
I'll start with you
sell.
because I have not talked to you in a long time. Normally we'd be discussing jobs.
Big
this Friday, but that's not
sell-off.
happening. We
Let's
do
see
have
what
the
happens
consumer
here.
sentiment data. Weaker than expected, the lowest level in more than 3 years. What's your take on this?
Good to see you again, Diane. It has been too long. Can you blame
Let's see what happens here.
consumers for having a rather downbeat feeling with the government shutdown being emblematic of dysfunctional government in the United States and the real impacts that has on
Weird.
the economy, everything from food stamps to air traffic? And of course,
Okay.
less of an optimistic tone with respect to the outlook for inflation. over next year.
Buyers, are the
You see
buyers
where
gonna
the
step up?
damage has occurred,
Let's see.
really where consumers are
See if
most
the
downbeat
momentum
is
can
with
continue, and it
longer
looks like
term
it
outlook with
is.
expectations down 36%
Big green
from a
candle.
year ago. It's less of a hit with the current situation. So job market obviously at some risk here. We wish we had better
Let's keep
data
looking
on that.
at the
And as you said,
Joby is up
we're sort of driving
today.
in the dark, looking at the GPS and
Surprising.
hoping we don't hit anything.
I think they just had a deal or
Yeah,
something.
hoping we don't hit anything. It sounds
Um,
like that sounds similar to
let's take a
what
look
we
at our
said to Jerome Powell, like
check
driving in a fast
our
down.
list from
Sveta, I know
earlier
you
this
also
week.
collect consumer
Berkshire
data.
Hathaway up.
What does your data show in terms of like how this compares to
FRPT
this,
is
latest
down.
consumer sentiment data that
This
we're talking
was
about
up
here?
earlier in this
Good
week.
to see you, Diane. Listen, the data
Palantir
tracks,
took a
and
hit.
We see the same thing across across the board. So when I analyzed the last 30
On,
days of
not a
consumer
good week for
discussions
on.
social media, there were about 4 million posts.
Would have been good if
that
you
very
shorted it.
clearly showed a pattern of economic anxiety
But,
that's very much
yeah.
tied to inflation
Okay,
and the
cool.
overall cost
We're
of
still
living.
holding that range.
33% of it was
This is
explicitly
busting through.
negative consumer sentiment as people
How much buying power? We got
express their frustration online. And listen,
$95.
the core message was very
I think
simple
this
and
would be
again,
better
tracked pretty
spent
much with
here.
what we saw today, which is prices went up.
We'll wait a
they just
little
never
bit.
came back down.
Oops.
Yeah, okay, that's a good.
Oops.
That's a great
How
point.
much is
Because
it?
One of the things I notice about
65,
the weakness
okay.
in this report is, of course,
That's still
it's
too
clear
much.
that it's impacted
Oh,
by
yeah,
the
of course
government
that's too much.
shutdown. But it's the lowest level since 2022.
Perfect.
22 is when, Mark, you'll recall, we saw that high inflation, peak inflation.
Oh,
around
I
the time.
almost bought that right there.
The University of Michigan survey director is saying this, quote, consumers perceive pressure on their personal finances from multiple directions. They also anticipate that labor markets will continue to weaken in the future and expect to be personally affected. I'm curious to know,
Nice. I like that
what
candle.
you're seeing on that
Let's
front
hold
about
that.
the consumers
Right?
or the job
Right?
market
Let's hold
right
that.
now and any concerns around that.
I can tell you we will have some data on the outlook for 2026 on the
God,
part of
that's crazy,
consumers
dude. Just
coming
that
up
jump.
next month. Look forward to
290,
checking in with you
250.
about that,
290, 250.
Diane.
Oh, here we go.
But
Bye.
You look across the landscape and it's hard to come up with
There we go.
solid reasons to be optimistic or to change the outlook to a more positive take. And I think that's essentially what consumers are feeling here. They would like to be relieved of the burden of inflation, elevated prices, the result of inflation. They wish that
Semiconductors, how are they doing today?
There will be a point
wow, here.
in the not too distant future where the government shutdown is resolved, and there will be some prices to pay from
How?
that, including the fact that federal workers need to be restored with
How?
their
Hold
pay.
on, how?
That's going to be a process, but even we get past that, we're still going to
I bought that at like
dealing
fucking
with this volatile
330.
environment, both
Oh,
economically and
I guess I bought it at
politically.
380.
By the way, we've
That's
got a
just too
midterm
funny.
election year coming up.
Okay, yes, that's a good point. Sveta, I want to go back
Okay.
to you and get your thought on this.
Hi, Kitty.
You talked about inflation and what you're seeing on that front and how it lines up with what you're seeing across different surveys, whether we're talking about this
249. I like that.
survey. I'm curious to know what you're seeing, if you're seeing data points on this yet, on how consumers are feeling about the upcoming holidays, which are coming faster than I think, well, at least I'm prepared for.
I did see the consumer.
Nice. Gonna make some of that money back.
In prior months, as they were gearing up to spend some money when it came to holiday spending. One of the interesting things that I keep on seeing month over month, Diane, is actually that vehicles and anything related to
Diane King, huh?
conversations has been trending upward. And in the most recent discussions over the last month, I did continue seeing that consumers are pretty much ready to go and spend money on
Yes.
new cars and new vehicles in general.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
they're both discussed for commercial vehicles and for personal use as well.
Mark, I want to go back to you and get your thought on this. We often have this conversation about the K-shaped economy, and I know this stood out to you. Households with significant stock holdings saw sentiment rise, supported by market strength. What do you think that signals?
Oh, shit.
This bifurcated economy is as significant as we've seen. Perhaps, obviously, we did see a big part of that during the pandemic.
Gap up.
But think about
Here we
the
go.
divide between those who own homes, those who have significant exposure to the stock market, and essentially everybody else who do not have those things. And so I sort of resist the characterization.
We'll let it pull
within
back
the
a little bit
economy
more
of the
before we buy in
consumer,
again.
because we're talking about many millions of consumers.
Let's see if we
and
can
their
hold
results
that,
will vary. And so, the National Retail Federation came out with a prediction this week that
God, you know how awesome it would be to make back the entirety of the money lost today? That would be killer. We're halfway there.
Well, you adjust that for inflation, and that's, very minimal increase. And so we know that wealthier individuals have accounted for about 50% of consumer spending. They'll, again, do a lot of the heavy lifting during the holiday shopping season. And then essentially you'll have the have-nots just struggling to make it.
All right, it's certainly a work. We'll have to leave our conversation.
Gotta love
there
that.
for today, and hopefully
It says submitted.
rather than later from the government. In soon. That's Mark Hamrick from Bank of America, Glenn Stubb, Real Global. Thank And that's going to do it for us on the watch list. Download the free Schwab Network app. It's in the App Store. Tune in 24/7 on SchwabNetwork.com. I'm Diane King Hall. Thank you for watching. You've got Mark.
Don't be alarmed by a big green, big red candle. Profit takers are gonna come in. We'll actually buy this last 30 shares.
Whether you're an experienced
We'll buy this last 30 shares on a pullback. Not that this little bit will matter, but you know, whatever.
Tools webcasts are designed to help you broaden your knowledge of platform
Excuse me.
features and resources. You'll learn tips and tricks to help navigate Schwab.com, Thinkorswim, and mobile-based platforms.
Come on, give me a little bit bigger of a red candle.
Questions by chatting directly with an education coach. It's interactive learning at its finest.
Boat must be going by.
Live or watch on demand.
I thought the yard guys pulled up.
Schwab.com/coaching.
Thought the yard guys pulled up. So how's everybody's day going so far? Rough week for me. How was your week? Did you have any big wins? Did you have any big loses? I know I had some big losses. Ooh, that looks good enough. Oh! Wow. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. That little bit didn't matter much anyways.
Follow the biggest headlines, live analysis, breaking news, and sharp.
There we go. Keep on pushing on. You know what would be nice, man? I wish we had the Nancy Pelosi side of the chart, you know? Like, I wish we had this side of the chart. I wish we could see this side of the chart. Nancy Pelosi seems to have this side of the chart. Why can't we have that side of the chart? I saw that she was retiring, and her, like, her stock picks, I think, outperformed this S&P 500 by, like, 700% or something like that. Like, some wild fucking number, like, kind of gives it away, like, kind of gives it away that, you know, there's some insider trading going on there. But what are you going to do about that? There's literally no, even if you ban it, they'll just get their cousin to do it. They'll just get their fan, you know. I mean, that's already what Nancy does. Nancy's freaking husband has a broker firm, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure he owns an investment firm. There we go. Nice engulfing.
Live interviews, market movers, and real-time
Nice engulfing.
right from the floor. Subscribe now at
Nicole.
SchwabNetwork.com.
Man, they got rid of Oliver Rennick, and man, over the past year, they've gotten new shows, swapped out new anchors, and all kinds of changes over at Schwab. Oh shit! Did we break the? Wow. Wow, that I will literally like shit if we make back the RCAT stop loss today on this trade. I will shit. I'll go and take a shit on that chair. Oh, shit. Let's keep looking at the watch list. How's the mycology watch list doing today? Compass, we got stopped out of Compass earlier this week on that day.
It's 3 p.m. on Wall Street, and
Just
this is
kind of
Market
bummed about
Upclose.
that.
I'm Marley Caden, coming to you live from our Chicago headquarters.
Pretty big bull on this company. They are in late stages of the FDA trials for psilocybin. Major sell-off, profit take. Who knows what it was? You know, I shouldn't assume.
Its latest quarterly report and what lies ahead for that company in 2026. And this morning today, we'll check in on Nvidia, which is down about 9%
Nvidia?
this week. We'll break down the technicals.
How come she didn't say Nvidia? She usually says Nvidia.
But for now, Marley, take us through what you're watching today.
Well, of course, this Tesla announcement
we got a
that
red
Elon Musk
candle.
has a chance to become the first trillionaire in history. Tesla shareholders approved his potentially $1 trillion pay package, but he'll have to meet some very ambitious milestones to get that full amount. We'll tell you the
I like how like
discuss
my
some
coworker
other
was
major
bitching
announcements
about that
that's
today.
coming
Oh, you
up.
make
But
it's like
Nvidia shares are soaring today.
what do you think?
after
Like he
reporting
didn't
third
pick
quarter
that.
earnings and
Like
offering a strong
his
sales
shareholders
forecast for the
chose
final
that.
few months
Like
of the year. The The company grew room
Do you know how
nights
many
in the
people
US at the
are
fastest pace in more than
shareholders? Do you know how
3
many
years,
people
while
voted for
delivering
that?
its 17th consecutive
dude.
quarter of double-digit growth in B2B. And Block shares tanking today following weak third quarter results that missed Wall Street estimates. We'll break down that full report in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at where the markets stand as we head into the end of the trading day.
So we
are
started
seeing a bit
dollar
of a
cost
mixed
averaging
picture
back into
here.
Compass.
We are still down on the S&P, but considerably better than earlier at 67.17. NASDAQ down 0.5%.
Are they all? Did they all take a hit?
But the Dow
I
and
didn't
the
look at
Russell
these.
have
Wow,
since
they all did.
moved
Why?
into positive territory after reports that Democratic leader Chuck Schumer is offering
That's
a new
been in
plan
a
to
long-term
Republicans
downtrend
that will
period.
allow the U.S. government to reopen since the shutdown. This proposal calling for Democrats to agree to pass a so-called clean resolution for short-term funding. It would
Ooh.
agree to a one-year extension of existing enhanced tax credits.
If we
that are
pull
used
down to
reduce
that
the cost of
fucking
health
can-
insurance purchased on the Affordable Care Act marketplaces. So that's just breaking right now, but we are
Yeah,
seeing
we haven't
the
done that in a
market
while.
reaction in real time.
Oh, no,
The
it
Dow
did
now
do
trading
that.
close to a 10th higher at
Once
46,949.
across the
Russell
50
2000 also reversed its earlier
one
losses,
time.
now up about 0.5%.
It's
US
usually
dollar
an
trading
exit
down
signal for me.
99.48. Gold, though, higher above the 4,000 threshold.
But it looks
at
to me if I
4,011.
cross that
Crude
50,
oil
I'm not
also
going to make any
rising
profit. So we'll
59.84.
bump
That's
it up to
7
the.
tenths. And
We can
Bitcoin
always get
making a
back
gain
in.
here. They were down to 101,000 last I looked. Now above 103,000, up about
If we pull back and
2.5%.
close below
Now, Sam,
that
what are you
20-day
expecting your
moving
eye today over in
average,
New York?
Well, that deal that you just talked
we're
about
locking in
to
profits.
potentially
We
reopen
can
the
always get back
government,
in.
No doubt will be music to some people's ears because we've been tracking those travel disruptions.
Looks like
there.
buyers
So
are trying to step up.
Flights have been cancelled. Thousands of customers affected as a reduction in flights across dozens of airports did take effect today, and we're talking 10%.
I just bought plane tickets
across
yesterday.
40 airports.
I said that on
Those
stream that I
disruptive
bought
government
plane
shutdown
tickets
in history
last
has
time.
been dragging
I
on, and
fucking like
airlines trying to
freaked
stop
out,
that
came like
movement.
unglued
Taking this in their
last
stride
night
today.
because I was
Analysts have been
looking
sort of
for
pointing
those
to the
tickets and I
shutdown
couldn't
in late
fucking find them.
2018 when
Turns out I
travel
never bought them.
disruptions actually led to
Like,
a
what the fuck are you
reopening.
doing, buddy?
Transport Secretary Sean Duffy saying today an end to the impasse wouldn't necessarily restore things straight away, as it will take time for those air traffic controllers to actually return to work, adding that flight cancellations could rise to 15% or even 20% if the shutdown doesn't end relatively soon. So certainly tracking developments.
I hope the shutdown ends before December 11th.
Weighing on the minds of consumers. The latest survey out of the University of Michigan, I should say, showing sentiment at its lowest in nearly 3 years. Now, consumers are expressing concern about the potential negative consequences on the economy from that shutdown, on top of the elevated prices and job worries they already had. It caps off a mixed picture for the economy this week. As
Are we going to lock in a higher low?
Non-top tier reports in the absence of that official government data. But I'll send things back to Marley for now, who's with Jenny Horn in Chicago with some of today's top movers.
Thanks so much, Sam. Yes, like you mentioned, Jenny Horn, co-host of Next Gen Investing, joining us here in studio to talk about some of these big moves.
What's up, Jenny?
Let's start with the biggest, Expedia, the top performer in the S&P 500 today. New all-time high, showing high travel demand and expected results.
Yeah, and I mean, only seeing this move today fueled by the overall markets making a stellar recovery here. So it's looking even sunnier right now as things have only firmed up throughout the session. Earnings did come in widely ahead of expectations, but
buyers stepping in.
Say travel demand was strong, and I thought very important they mentioned, but not just for these richer customers.
All right.
So we did
304.
see a 12% increase in their gross bookings, 9% rise now in revenue from a year ago, and also did see booked room nights climbed 11%. That was the fastest growth we've seen in the U.S. in more than 3 years. These results, though, per their CEO, they said reflect an improved demand environment and disciplined execution. Their business-to-business segment delivered standout performance, 26% growth.
We'll buy on another pullback.
About 7%. And total gross bookings also were higher than what we saw a year ago and higher than expectations. So additionally, outside
if that pulls back a little more, we'll buy.
$1 million worth of shares during the quarter. They declared a 40-cent per share dividend paid December 11th. And increased their guidance from earlier estimates, now calling between 6 to 7% growth for their revenue. I mean, there was so much to like, especially because as we see, macro U.S. lodging data has been very soft, and I think
maybe that might not pull back to that.
This really bucks that trend, but also speaks to the fact that consumers are still deal hunting, and that's typically why you book through an OTA like Expedia.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, a strong performance, up 20%.
There it is. That should have bought. What the fuck?
More than 50%
How come my limit order didn't buy at 70?
Who are very familiar with because you are a fan of Monster. Monster Beverage up 5%, posting double-digit gains in sales for the latest quarter as more people want energy drinks.
As they
How come
should.
it's not buying? There it is. There it is. Finally.
I feel like there's so much stuff now.
Ooh, there's there we go. Market.
being chemical
Buy
free,
another 100
here
shares
to
quick
promote
on the
energy
pullback.
drinks.
I didn't get it.
So we are making a pretty decent move today in Monster, which frankly has been in a really nice quiet recovery this year, now up almost 33% on a year-to-date basis. And I will say, staples, while they have not at all seen resiliency, Monster looks pretty good here. So double-digit gain in sales for its latest quarter, also highlighting that increased demand for energy drinks, saying that the global energy drink category remains to see robust growth and has also remained healthy. While a growing number of households are buying energy drinks on a regular basis, to right now see a degree of actually price safety because this is cheaper than perhaps
If it pulls back more, we'll buy more.
Using your local Starbucks, but
We'll
coffee,
use
they
up the
mentioned that,
remaining of
it's
this
becoming
capital.
Really expensive, and I mean we talk about some of the prices of like Starbucks that they're dealing with. It frankly is, and that you
Looks
can tell,
like it's
obviously, my
consolidating a little.
purchase Monster energy drinks
Sun's
on a very
trying to
regular
peek out.
basis, but profit came in well ahead of expectations, also significant growth on a year-over-year basis, and also did say they're, again, specific to their drink segment, climb 18%. We've also seen sales of their strategic brand segment, which includes
You know what?
brands acquired from Coca-Cola. Those actually rose 16%, while Monster's alcohol revenue
If it
was
breaks
lighter,
out, we'll
falling
buy two.
17%. And yeah, not worth trying. I've had it.
Time
It's
and
not
it's
good.
not
Stick to the
time to feed you
non-alcoholic
yet.
Monsters. That may be too many chemicals for even me.
And that's following sort of the more broad trend that we're seeing where a lot of the alcohol sales are falling off as people move into more health conscious or other alternatives.
What's going to
I
happen?
was also really struck by that coffee comment. He said, the CEO said coffee is becoming really expensive and energy drinks are seen as a more affordable alternative. I don't know how we got to that point. Like,
I don't know.
I don't
either.
really
I know,
see
to me,
that.
This is a vice type of
What?
habit-forming.
Does anybody buy that? I don't buy that.
You're probably going to figure out other ways of your life to justify that habit. Like to me, there will never.
But I've always been like make my own coffee guy.
Never be a price tag on
I've never
Monster.
like been a
It has
Starbucks
me
guy.
trading down
Starbucks,
to,
I believe,
the
that's
other
probably been
brands,
more
but
expensive than
other
energy
that,
drinks
I
for a
will.
long
I think also
time.
if you're a coffee loyalist, to his argument, I kind of disagree with
Yeah,
that.
it looks like we're breaking out.
Coffee and scoffing at me and the energy drink consumers.
Perhaps, but there's no argument that coffee is too expensive for what it is. Coffee should not cost $7.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. Let's move on to Block, one of our worst performers on the
Stop
S&P
buying it
500
from
today.
fucking
Down
Starbucks,
about
and it won't
6.5%
cost $7.
right now. It was down a
Like
lot
it's
more earlier,
that simple.
following a weak third quarter.
It's costing you $7 because you're buying it from Starbucks.
Net profit did improve on a GAAP basis, but operating
Like,
income fell short. Adjusted earnings also missed.
how is that hard to
I think
get?
that, anytime you're looking at earnings, we talk a lot about what worked, what didn't. This was a clear miss across its headline number. But Cash App, I will say, saw its gross profits jump 24%. That was
Diamond,
a sharp
you
acceleration
know,
from last quarter.
I would feed
Driven
you,
by
but
this
now
50
I
basis
would be
points
rewarding the
improvement
begging,
in
though.
a
So
134% surge in their borrow originations, which I thought was kind of interesting. Now, Square's performance as a namesake also was softer. Gross profit rose about 9%. GP
you know what
was
time
up
we feed you.
12%, just
We got
slightly
an
below
hour.
forecast. But the margin drag from higher
Come here.
processing costs, which are tied to a new partner deal, really continue to bite. But right now, they're trying to find some of this strength within their other products to offset that weakness. So they do seem to have at least a handle
All right,
on
the
some
boring
results
part
after
of
this
trading.
report. But
The
what
sitting and
was
waiting.
The most interesting takeaway, bar none, was the fact they reported that their G&A costs.
Hey
rose
man,
14% on a
we're
GAAP
almost
basis,
there. We got like
which is a lot.
$200
So
more
that was
to
because
make
a
back the money we lost.
$1.68 million company event that actually, if you take that out,
that is wild.
would have been basically breaking even with last year. But if you consider that their headcount of their employees was just around 11,300 through the end of last year, that means that this event cost roughly $6,000 a head per employee. That is insane. And, a concern. I know the company has a decent market cap, but, I want to know the details of this event so badly.
Yeah, there is probably a lot of shareholder questions happening right now about what sort of event has a price tag that high, and is it warranted to then have a reaction to this, to earnings?
A lot of sellers are stepping in. Let's just see if the buyers can hold out.
Naysayers coming out that I was not sure that this pay package was.
It is becoming quite a bit more indecisive.
That it did for Elon Musk at more than 75%.
Like even just like compared to this.
I know. This was not even close, and
We are
back
getting
in
a lot
2018, they
more
noted it wasn't even close
dojis.
either. But I do think consider sample size.
Dragonfly,
is how I look at
spinning
it. You have
top.
shareholders voting on this, so I can assume if you're a shareholder, you're probably a very heavy believer in Elon Musk, or else why do you own Tesla shares? I mean, he is truly, I'd say, almost synonymous with Tesla brand itself. So I get why his believers are approving this.
Okay,
There are some major stipulations.
how are the mining stocks doing? Wow, mining's up.
Excuse me, not cash. Musk earns a $0 salary. It's worth up to $1 trillion in 10 years.
Got burned on
That
this
would be
one.
the largest, of course, CEO compensation plan in history, and by a lot.
USAR.
To be made, of course, we know Tesla must achieve both operational.
I
and
was
market
buying
cap
this,
goals,
dude.
growing Tesla to $8.5 trillion.
I bought it here, I think, and it went up a little bit and then came down, and I fucking sold it. And months later,
robots and achieve 2 million active full self-driving subscriptions. These are big targets. This is not something that's going to happen tomorrow or even in the next 3 years. I mean, these are huge targets. So Musk currently owns roughly 15% of Tesla. This package will increase his stake to 25 to 29%. So that gives him
all right, we're gonna get ready.
And I think that's exactly what he's after.
I'm not liking the slowdown here. I'm a little worried the buyers are out of steam.
He obviously is paid out. So
I absolutely will sell if we close under this $20 moving at this 20-day moving average.
Company to achieve these very lofty, very ambitious goals as you go forward into a more robotic and AI-focused world.
And this is certainly one of the most motivated that we've ever focused that we've seen Elon Musk in a very long time. So, and rightly so, $1 trillion is a lot of money. But Jenny, thank you for being with us. Tesla reversed its earlier losses. They're up about 0.2%, but we appreciate you breaking down those headlines for us. That's Jenny Horn, co-host of Next Gen Investing. And I do want to send it back over to Sam in New York to hear what we have coming up.
I get the feeling we're going to start seeing some big red candles.
The state of the economy, look ahead to the Fed's December meeting, and even check in on the Chinese economy. Market on Close. We'll be right back.
Oop. What is this? Dragonfly Doji? Let's see if that can close like that. Nope, of course not. Oop, 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 oop. Some buyers were stepping in. There we go.
Hey, investors, you know the market moves, and Schwab is here to help you move with it. So, whether you're buying, selling, holding, or planning, whether you're ETFing or 401k'ing, saving, spending, or even retiring, you can count on Schwab.
It's got to close below the 20-day.
Powerful trading platforms and 400
and I'm locking in fucking profits.
All so you can invest your way. Sounds nice, right?
If this starts running up again more, I'm gonna run and grab a drink. But I think, I get a feeling we're gonna close below that 20. I think the buyers ran out of steam.
Big movers, real-time interviews, and insight from analysts, founders, and market voices you trust. The Watch List.
Maybe they'll step up.
Only on Schwab Network.
Whether you're an experienced investor or just getting started, Charles Schwab offers a webcast that's right for you. Are you a long-term investor? Our investing webcast series breaks down different investing styles, including growth.
Yeah, Diamond, we're going back to the dry food.
Best of all, you can ask questions.
Because this is fucking crazy. I can't handle it anymore. You're a terrible fucking beggar. You're like a spoiled brat.
Go over to schwab.com/coaching and start learning today.
Getting very frustrating.
Real-time access, data-driven analysis from U.S. equities to global macro.
Going back to the dry food because she just can't handle it.
Watch live, subscribe free at schwabnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Market on Close. I'm Sam Bartas.
We're going to run up.
New York Stock Exchange alongside Marley Hayden over in our Chicago headquarters. Let's just check in with a quick market update about
indecision. Indecision. A lot of profit takers. Who will last? The profit takers or the profit seekers?
We've got the Nasdaq also off the lows here at about 0.5% lower, 24,990 points. And we do have the Russell 2000 and the Dow Jones in the green now. And this coming off the back of that headline
let's see what will happen.
Now offer to reopen the government if healthcare subsidies are extended for a year. So that is one of the headlines that we're seeing coming across in the last hour.
Let's keep looking at the. Let's see what's on the IBD list. How is that doing today? Rocket Lab up.
Very much seeing tech under pressure. The AI valuation conversation continuing.
Good day for Rocket Lab. Let's put up the hourly.
The University of Michigan with consumer sentiment that's deteriorating. The US dollar has been backing off today. We've seen some euro strength coming through. We're at 99 right now. So
oh yeah.
The multi-month lows that
big day for Rocket Lab.
Crude oil ticking higher. We're still below $60 a barrel. But plenty
and
of
we're still indecisive here on DVLT.
Bitcoin is catching a bid now.
American Superconductor rebounded a little bit.
It's now picking up steam.
Took back some of their losses yesterday.
Right now. So as we've certainly seen
Palantir is up
tech, we had seen Bitcoin very much following
1.5.
Things turning around now for the
ooh, big red candle.
Yield off that 416 we'd seen
we're getting dang close to the 20-day moving average.
So in the session this morning, we're now at levels
we gotta close below the 20-day moving average before we're out.
A number of Fed speakers, commentary, and also some of the data we've
who will get through? Who will win?
Some of the other points that have been indicating
profit takers or the profit seekers?
Technology still under pressure right now. 0.8%.
Hood is up.
However, off the session's lows, as I mentioned, communication services also underwater. But we do have very much a
ooh, engulfing. There it is. Hold on, we haven't closed yet. We haven't closed yet, and there it is.
We do have green arrows across the board for utilities, real estate, industrials.
Locked in some profits there.
Which are both higher.
We're gonna keep that up. Just in case, I'm not opposed to getting back in that. I'm gonna go grab a drink since we got nothing open. Wow, look at that dip. Woo!
But we do have Nvidia lower. It was much lower earlier today, but it is now just 0.7% of a decline that we are watching. Microsoft lower, so is Meta, and Alphabet is the laggard on the session, 2.5% lower. All right, let's bring back Marley into the conversation and bring in our next guest. That's Rita Jansen, economist at Kepler. Thanks so much for your time. Look, I suppose we just need to get to the news of the hour, and that is, of course, that we're seeing the potential for maybe a deal on the table. At least maybe they can hammer out some of their differences here. The potential.
I'm just going to feed the cat real quick. I'll be right back.
How are you tracking these developments, and just how important is this to get this solved right away?
I think it becomes more important as the shutdown continues. It's our estimation that you're looking at roughly a 0.1 percentage point cut to GDP per week that the government remains closed. So again, as this kind of shutdown continues, you kind of see a building impact on the U.S. economy. 4 weeks ago, impacts were pretty limited. The impacts now are becoming more noticeable, and of course, you see this showing up not only in places like food benefits, but just ability to fly, right? So I think the pressure.
All right, we're back.
Agreement done here is definitely rising, and so we'll have to monitor it over the weekend.
All right.
And
ooh, are buyers coming in?
Forecasting for U.S. growth to finish around 2% this year, assuming that we don't have this ongoing government shutdown. How would you describe the health of the economy right now?
Buyers come back into that, I will happily.
Coming into the summer, we were a lot more pessimistic.
Take more profits
for the U.S. economy. You had tariff issues. You had.
Let's see what this does. I need a little bit more
We've seen a lot of
confirmation than that.
Q2 was pretty strong. We saw a stronger than expected consumer that will likely continue into Q3, and so our expectation is kind of focused on that 2% level. That's in line with the historical trend.
What's TSSI doing?
To keep in mind that the US
TSSI, we were a holder of that for some time ago.
You own a lot of assets. You own almost all U.S. equities on a percentage
basis. This has just been stuck in an absolute horrible range
the bottom 50%
for a couple months.
Own a lot of assets, don't own a lot of equities.
I owned it back here.
Structural inflation from last decade. Not feeling so good.
Oh, right? Looks like that downtrend might continue.
The economy's doing pretty well. That top 50% is really driving that consumption growth. But the bottom 50% of American households.
What else can we find? You know, we found that one on the Yahoo list. Let's take a look. Let's see what else can we find on the Yahoo list. Surprisingly, their trending stock list is pretty okay. I have actually found some decent moves after work, like getting off of work. If I get off of work before market close, I'll come and hop on this, and I have found multiple good scalps off of this. You obviously got to do your own due diligence. Only, you know, not everything on there is going to be good, but that's where we found this. We made $300. Over $300.
And the Chinese this year
I think.
Have gone back to
Let's
the
take a
model
look.
that we have seen them play out over the last
Look at
decade
that.
when they're
We
having
brought our
growth problems, and that is, you know, extend credit to the economy.
our negative
Most of that flows to
up.
the
Oh wow, you
investment
guys
side.
can't see
And
that.
in this cycle, that's been manufacturing investment and infrastructure at the expense really of domestic consumption. And this has really led to a large surplus of output, right? And,
wow, that's crazy.
You know, net exports this year,
I
despite
didn't know
the
you guys
weakness,
couldn't see that.
maybe a little bit weaker than what we saw
Yeah, so
last month. The net export
DVLT.
growth figure out of China this year has just been eye-opening, right?
Oh,
Even
it doesn't
with
give me the
step up in U.S. tariffs. And so I think when you're looking at the Chinese economy right now, it's highly imbalanced. It's highly reliant on investment, and it really depends on
Let's go to.
demand from abroad to continue driving towards that
I'll
5%
find it
growth
on my
target.
phone.
So
It's
if
a
I'm
lot
looking
easier to
at
find on
China
my
right now,
phone. Oh, what's
my
this? I
view
see
is they
some
will
green
find a way
candles.
to get this excess production
Kind of
into
a
the
hammer
international
there.
market. They may need to use pass-throughs
Um,
or final production in alternative countries if they're trying to get volumes.
No,
into
that's
the
gonna
US.
continue, man.
But China's really doubled down on this.
$331 we made back.
Balance by fixing the demand picture, but we know that Chinese demand is softening.
We
What
made
does
back
mean
on
for
that.
global commodities in the meantime while they're potentially looking to fix this imbalance.
Well,
All right, that's great.
Just focusing in on the oil piece in particular.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
gonna continue
folks
probably for the
often
rest of the
think, you know,
day.
when China's stimulating,
But
which
who
is
knows?
what
We'll
we're
leave
seeing
it up
right now,
there.
you tend to see an impulse towards
American
higher demand growth in China.
Superconductor. What's that doing in the last
A lot of this
hour?
investment in China right now is
Little
going to EV
indecisive.
production. We've seen a huge build out in EVs in China.
Let's look for a
It's
nice
actually
big green
limiting,
candle on the hourly.
Future oil demand growth there. And so,
That's not it.
I think when you're an analyst looking at the market and specifically looking at the Chinese economy right now, you need to be careful how you consider what has historically
That's
been,
not it.
Again, more domestic credit in China is going to lead
What's
to
gonna
more
happen here?
Oil demand. Not
I think it's about time to
necessarily true this
pack
time
a
around.
new
Yeah, and I've just seen also that iron ore is
pipe tobacco bowl. Actually, no, it's not.
which certainly mirrors the
Ooh,
disappointing or at least
there's a big
surprising contraction in Chinese exports as we look across the energy complex. And, you know, Marley and yourself obviously raise a really interesting point about crude. I'm just looking at, you know, some of the soybeans, but also some of the conversations around rare earths.
What's happening here?
And, you know, the Trump administration also talking about how copper, silver, and uranium are the sort of new rare earths as far as what they see as strategically important.
what else do
How
we
you're
got?
looking across the
Oh,
entire
StoneX.
commodity space and what is really driving the biggest narrative in your mind?
We were a holder of
You know, it
StoneX.
depends on the sector you're looking at. If you want to
We made some money on StoneX. Not as much as I had hoped. I could have made a lot of, and I was talking about that earlier in the stream. So I need to get better at taking profits. I know they say that let your runners run, but countless times have I could have taken profits and should have taken profits just for it to come down and either hit my stop loss or, you know, below, which is below
diesel markets in particular. So if you want to play the
my entry price.
markets right now,
And
those
it's like,
Ukrainian
well, what the
strikes
hell? I
into
could have made
Russia are
$1,000,
actually
and my account wouldn't be negative
Russian
now
diesel flows into the
if I had
international
taken
market.
those
And so
profits
I think if you're looking for
previously,
some areas of strength,
earlier this month or a couple months
could
ago. There was
find some
a couple
strength,
times this year that
especially
happened to
across
me,
that
and
diesel,
I'm like, wow.
production side of the market.
Just, you know, hey, it's tuition cost. It is what it is.
Compelling stuff there. Thanks so
but,
much. That's
yeah.
Reid Ianson, economist
Looks
at
like we
Kepler.
may
And
see a
coming up next, we're gonna be
resurgence
joined
back
by
in
the CFO of the software company
in
AvePoint after its
DVLT.
latest earnings that has shares under pressure today.
Not
Market on close. We'll be
strong
right
enough
back.
for me to get back in it, though. Let's keep looking. for that big green candle on the hourly. Looks like it's holding at that previous consolidation range. Excuse me. Okay. Man, the theme this week seems to be energy and tech. Tech took a major hit, although some of them have come back. Some of the bigger names had okay days. And energy would have on the days that energy was having bad days. And then when energy was having good days, tech was doing bad. Let's take a look. Do we got it? We gotta find that. Nice. We don't have to. It is what it is. Here we go. Let's see what this is doing in the minute. Maybe we got a quick scalp. Zoom all the way out. Here we go. What is this?
Opportunities don't stop when the market day ends. So neither do we. Schwab gives you round-the-clock access to over 1,100 of the most popular stocks and ETFs, plus a wide variety of futures markets. All with 24-hour support from trading specialists who understand the ins and outs of 24-hour trading. No matter the hour.
And we'll put more in if it goes up. We'd like to see some stronger movement, though. Okay, maybe
Watch now, only on SchwabNetwork.com.
Maybe this is it. Oh, hey. This is coming back.
Sometimes
we could get back into DVLT.
You could have done better.
For some more profit taking.
Same goes for where you invest. Level up and invest smarter with Schwab.
That might be the move, actually.
I'm Marley Caden alongside Sam Vadas in New York. The government shutdown.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. I was buying 1,000 at a time there. So let's do, yeah, oh shit. Buy now. That is crossed over. We have gotten a buy signal
They worked through the weekend on ending the shutdown, but we are
on
just getting breaking
DVLT.
reports that Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has proposed a deal for Democrats to agree to pass a so-called clean resolution that would supply short-term funding if Republicans will agree to a separate one-year extension of existing enhanced
I'm gonna buy
tax credits
more.
meant to reduce the cost of health insurance, reportedly for the Affordable Care Act.
We'll
Now,
have
details
1,000
still
more
coming out
loaded
about
up
this. This is a
here.
breaking story, but we thought we might
We're
take
actually
a look
gonna
at
load
how
up
the shutdown is
on 1,000 more.
everyone right now.
Damn.
Of course, these
I bought that
FAA
on the high end of the
cancellations,
candle.
humongous flights canceled
Okay,
across the nation.
cool.
Reductions at
Yeah,
40
we got
traffic
38
airports.
left.
We've got fatigue plaguing air traffic controllers, all of whom haven't been paid.
I think
since
I'm gonna
October
buy
1st.
again.
Just today,
We're seeing a pretty strong
4%
breakout
reduction
here.
At those airports, it will be
There we go.
6% by November 11th if the shutdown is
There we go. I like that.
Could be 10% if it continues through November 14th. So many people are
Perfect.
being affected
Buy
by
it
this.
there.
And as I said, there is some breaking news that the
And we got
Democratic leaders
400
have
left.
offered a potential plan to Republicans to extend health care tax credits for 1 year, but that vote has not happened, and we do not have a time on that yet, but we will, of course, keep you posted if that changes. With that, I want to send it back over to Sam in New York.
Thanks so much for
We
that,
got
Marley.
30 minutes left in the trading day.
Point. Shares
Big
are under
candle,
pressure
big
after
red
its latest
candle.
earnings report, which saw them topping estimates and raising sales
Let's put it
guidance
in
for
there,
the
and
year.
now we got
So
sell
joining us
pulled
now
up.
to discuss that report and the company is
4,300.
Jim Happy, Chief Financial Officer at AvePoint.
Let's see
Thanks
if
so much for your
we
time, Jim. Happy
double
Friday.
top,
Congratulations on
maybe.
the report. Just give us
Let's
a
see
sense
if
of
we
what
can break
AvePoint does,
through
how you fit into
this
entire
resistance.
AI
That was
ecosystem.
previous. The
Great.
previous
Nice to
all-time
see you,
high.
Sam, and thanks
Well,
for
not
having me.
all-time high, but
so AvePoint
previous
is really
support.
the global leader in data security, governance, and resilience. We really help enable our customers.
Okay, the
really
boring
safely
part now.
take
Now we're back to the
advantage and
boring
leverage
part.
AI. So that's kind of how we fit into the really the landscape and where we're headed with AI.
Okay. total revenues for Q3 were $109.7 million, up 24% year over year, actually above the high end of your own guidance. So no doubt you were surprised there. What drove that?
Yeah, again, customer demand, key focus. You know, we had a really strong performance for the quarter.
Okay,
both,
that's cool.
In revenue, in new customer additions, expansion with customers. So really good demand across the globe. We play in all three major segments of the globe: North America, EMEA, and APAC. All grew over 20% in terms of year-over-year growth. So we saw really good demand for kind of our governance and really data security products. As again, people look to enable AI, and I think that's where we can really help them.
Can you give us
Come on, let's break through that resistance, man.
Or at least, if you can't give any names, the sectors that you help?
Sure. I mean, the beauty of AvePoint is that our solutions are really helping customers across all industries. You know, it used to be just highly regulated industries were concerned about data security.
Are you good, kitty?
But as I'm sure you're aware, every
are you happy now?
Today is very concerned about data security, particularly as they look to adopt AI. So what was once a more highly regulated industry focus is now literally every industry, every company, large or small.
What are we gonna do here?
That is, number one, has concerns about data security, but is also a potential. So it's a great opportunity for us.
Excuse me.
Okay, you're listed on the NASDAQ, but I also see
Come on,
that
let's
you've
break through.
announced a listing on the Singapore Stock Exchange. When do you anticipate to do that, or have you already done that?
We actually, in Q3, we've had a long-standing relationship with Singapore. We first established a presence back in 2009, and more recently, it's become our kind of Asia headquarters.
There we go.
And also our international hub for R&D.
There we go.
So we've had this very strategic relationship with Singapore. And
we like seeing that.
A natural extension to continue with our success on that.
Excuse me.
Back in 21. That we felt that this was a great opportunity to extend that, our global presence, and continue to enhance our reputation and image.
God, that would be amazing. If we got in another $100 scalp, that would leave us
meeting customers where they
in a, God, we would have made almost back all of our cat stop loss.
Another way for us to meet
wow.
Potential investors where they are. And so we're really excited about the opportunity.
It's stuff like this that really makes me think.
To be on the SGX as well as NASDAQ.
And earlier, a few other things, and seeing like a lot of those bigger names, like Google having good days on big red days, and that stuff like that makes me, kind of take a step back and look at the broader spectrum. Like, are we really seeing the beginning of a bear market?
Well, it's a great point.
Stuff like that makes me don't think that we really aren't.
It's smaller than EMEA.
That we are just in a regular, healthy consolidation stage.
We have diversity across all three of the regions.
The actual abnormal thing was the stock market going up as much as it did for as long as it did. That's the abnormal thing.
Which is, again, the fastest growing.
Yes, we're worried about the debt and everything, but that's going to be years for it. Decades maybe even before we really start seeing the effects of that.
South Korea. So there's great opportunity in all parts of the world, but in particular in APAC as well.
All right.
And what's next for your company? Have you got anything in the pipeline? Because you've got some interesting research that you have actually done yourself about how, in fact,
how much
some of these organizations
buying power do I have? 158.
Delaying AI rollouts because of some of the governance concerns. I'm just wondering what you can do to sort of speak to that in particular.
Yeah, it's a great question, and appreciate the plug. We actually just
so DVLT, we'll have that primed and ready.
And there are lots of takeaways.
A lot of profit takers, man. It does not want to bust through that resistance.
What probably resonated the most with me was that about 86% of those respondents, and there were about
I know as soon as I
770
sell, it'll go up.
respondents, and literally they were small companies, large companies, and all across the globe. But the consistent theme was that about 86% of them have delayed AI
Okay.
rollouts up to
I'm
12
liking this.
months because
I
of
don't
their
like that
concerns
candle,
around
though.
data security and
I don't like
governance.
that candle. If
And
we
so
can't
obviously that
bust
plays
up
right into
through
our
that
wheelhouse
previous candle's
in terms of
range,
what we're helping customers,
or at least near it,
really deal with. And
I don't
and
like
it makes
that.
sense, right? That if you're going to have agents in particular combing through your data, that data needs to be secure, number one, and it needs to be properly governed. So
If
that
we
the
can
access
close
to certain
on an
information
engulfing
is
candle,
properly
that'd be
restricted,
really nice and bullish.
and not accessible to anyone or any particular
I don't
agent
think that's
that
gonna
may
happen,
not
though.
need or should have access to
That would be a nice close. I'll take that.
Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here at Schwab Network. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next time.
Have a great weekend.
Chief Financial Officer Point joining me there. I'll send things back over to Molly in Chicago.
Thanks so much to Sam and Jim for that. Coming up next, we've got Options Corner. Rick Ducat will join us here in our Chicago studio to take a look at NVIDIA, as shares have now fallen almost 8% this week. That's next on Market on Close.
Here we go. I don't like this.
Kick off the morning with the data and the decisions moving markets.
Not
Morning
digging
Trade Live
that.
breaks down the macro moves driving the price action, from Fed policy to global growth to inflation.
Come on, let's get up a little bit higher.
Always live from Wall Street to your screen. Morning Trade Live, where the markets meet the macro. Weekdays
Yeah, I
at
don't
10
like
a.m.
those
Eastern
candles.
on Schwab Network.
Let's get up a little bit higher, please.
Whether you're an experienced investor or just getting started, Charles Schwab offers a webcast that's right for you.
I don't see it happening,
Do you like
though.
reading charts when analyzing your stocks?
The buyers are
Our
out.
Technical Analysis webcast series breaks down different charting techniques like trend analysis, price patterns.
Buyers don't want to get into that
oscillators, and
range.
much more.
They
Best
don't
of
want to
all,
go above
you can ask
170.
questions directly to an education
Damn, that
coach.
sucks.
It's interactive learning at its finest.
If we close
Tune
below
in
that
live
10,
or
I think
on
I'm going to go
demand.
out.
Head over to schwab.com/coaching
I'll take my
and start learning
profits.
today.
Man, we hit that 50-day. We went
I'm
right
Kevin
below
Green,
that
and I
50-day
track
for a few
options
minutes
flow
and then
daily,
went up.
identifying who's buying, who's selling, and how it's going to impact the markets. Watch live on Schwab Network at schwabnetwork.com.
Trading at Schwab is powered by Ameritrade, giving traders even more ways to sharpen their skills with tailored education. Get an expanding library filled with new online videos, webcasts, articles, courses, and more. All crafted
Come
just
on,
for
man.
traders. And with guided learning
More,
plans
I want
stacked with
more than
content
fucking.
curated to fit your unique goals.
There we
You
go.
can spend less time searching and more time learning. Trade brilliantly with Schwab.
Fuck. All right, as soon as it goes back up to
Market on close. Shares of NVIDIA are down about 8%
60
on the
or
week,
something.
as the rest of the overall market has lagged. Comments from CEO
I'm gonna take
Jensen Huang
more
earlier
money.
this week spooked investors when it was reported that he said China is going to win the AI race with the U.S. He later clarified his comment, saying that he thought that China has very good AI technology. Now, it's time for Options Corner. Of course, NVIDIA is the focus. Joining us, our lead market technician, Rick Ducat, here to take a look at NVIDIA, some of its recent performance, and
Watch
some of the
this go
technicals
up.
here as well. Just mentioning it's under pressure, along with the broader market this week.
No, I
But
think we
as
made the right
look at
decision.
NVIDIA, you know, against the market and also the semiconductor space, how
We
is it
got
stacking
back
up?
in it,
Kind of in the middle of
and
the
I
road. The
just
pack
don't
breaker, I guess
see
you
it.
could
We're
say.
getting close to the end of the trading day. 45's a big time people start selling. So we got 20 minutes left of the trading day.
It's up a little less than 26% versus the SMH, which is up about 32%. If you were to look more specifically at the direct competitors to NVIDIA, Broadcom,
And I don't think we're
AMD,
gonna search
Intel,
out for
Taiwan
any more
Semi,
trades.
they're all
Oh,
doing
shit.
better. They're up 44 to 88%. NVIDIA is down here 25%. The beleaguered Qualcomm is the only one who's kind of
We'll let this one ride. We'll see what happens with
But,
this.
you know, it's been
But this
a
would
not
be
very good week for this whole space here. Another story that caught my eye, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman had to clarify that he didn't want
maybe
government bailouts, basically, if things
maybe
started
we
to
go in on
poorly
it.
for OpenAI. And, remember, too, Jensen Huang, they...
I would like to see a stronger confirmation going
it's kind of a grain of salt
north.
type of thing to consider these comments with as well. If we were to look a little bit more specifically, though,
Before we do that,
candle chart here, we can see that our white trend line here has been fairly consistent for the past couple quarters here. That's about where we bounced here today. In terms of our opening price, we did make some intraday lows beyond that, but rallying a little bit here as we conclude.
Looks like we got out just in time of DVLT. Yeah, I think that'll put us at $400 for that one.
We are holding on above 185 as well,
So
which was
we're
the ceiling from
almost
this period.
We almost made back our cat stop loss
significantly
from earlier today.
Near 212.19.
We're damn
barely
close.
Holding on to that 185 line right now, trading at 186.99.98, moving around right around there, but barely off that line. As we look at some of the trading action today in terms of the options activity around NVIDIA, knowing it's been a bit of a rough week in the space, what's it looking like?
About as heavy as you can get in the stock market for options trading. At the time
Jumped
I
up a
checked,
bit.
it was over 4.7
Come on, give me a
million,
little bit
contracts
stronger
changing hands.
confirmation than that.
Extraordinary numbers here. 65%
Even just a
or so
little
were
bit.
calls. Sizzle 2.0 at the time I checked, so heavier than the 5-day moving
But I'm not
average.
gonna force a trade.
If we were to consider looking ahead,
We don't
our
do that
November
around here.
21st expiration here, about 11.2%
Hey, there it
expected
is.
move plus or minus, so it's moved a little bit since
There's
I
a
set
nice
this up
breakout.
here. But still, generally speaking, that's about where we would expect things to go based on the options market. Notice as well that lower end lines up very closely with the 165 level here, a notable low point, a high point before our gap, and then another low point here.
I
So
feel like I'm gonna
that,
sneeze.
Kind of stands out to the downside here.
Uh-oh.
To the upside, 207, pretty close to the +1 standard deviation channel. So that gives us at least some rather larger extreme ranges to consider in the coming days here for what's been a rather interesting week, to say the least.
It certainly has. As far as open interest goes with calls and puts, how are we seeing that weighted? It's been under pressure. So, I'm imagining we're seeing put action maybe a bit more than normal.
For sure. I mean,
we don't need to put any more.
Is much larger than the total open interest. The dates of expirations possible for many other stocks here. But what stood out to me for November, on the call side and the put side, the 180 strike is the most active. So that seems to be one really important area based on
Pullback. I'll buy in a
market
pullback.
to consider here. You can also see, too, that we saw some pretty notable trading activity as well across the board here. But what really caught my eye was some very long-dated options. There was minus 29,836 January 21st, 2028, 300
Let's
calls
see.
they sold. These at a $23 credit here, a $68 million credit received for this opening trade. Really huge numbers.
That is a huge number, and their earnings will be inside of that window. So a very interesting trade there. Thanks to Rick Ducat, our lead market technician, for joining us for Options Quarter to highlight NVIDIA today. I do want to send it back to Sam, though, and find out who we'll be talking about for overlooked stocks.
Thanks, Marley. Well, Alex Coffey has his eye on JFrog today, heading into the close.
JFrog.
Shares have rallied to a more than 4-year high.
Hey, there we go.
He'll break down the news and what you need to know about JFrog coming up next on Market on Close.
Cool. Makes me feel a little bit better.
Investor or just getting started.
So I think a big part of my problem too
It's right for you. Are you an active trader? Our active
is
trading
my
podcasts are designed to help you develop a deeper understanding of technical analysis.
I think some of my long-term buys are
Best of all,
set
you can
up
ask
like
questions by chatting
the stop
directly
losses are
with an
set up
education
for
coach.
way too short
It's
term.
interactive
I
learning
think
at
that
its
is part of my
finest.
problem as
Tune in
well.
live or watch on demand. Head over to schwab.com/coaching.
What do you
and
guys
start
think?
learning today.
How was y'all's week in the market?
I'm Jenny.
And what do you guys do? You guys do just regular stocks like me? I'm a pretty boring investor. I don't do options. Options are... I don't have an understanding of it, so it seems like gambling to me. So, And that's just a lack of knowledge. I'll get there. I got way more books to read, though, before I start getting into options trading. But, yeah, what about you guys? I'm interested in, like before I even, I don't even really know, what shorts are, so. Well, I mean, I do, but, I need to do more reading on that shorting. Which is what I have loads of books purchased. And I'm just
I think one of the most
getting through them.
things is you're making a play in a risk way here going into earnings.
So that would be a further downside area to watch.
Smart insights, actionable data, veteran traders, and trusted financial journalists streaming live and on demand.
Schwab Network, streaming 24/7,
All right.
any screen, anywhere, free. Schwab Network.
I'm gonna get some tobacco.
How's it going?
First taste.
Sometimes, you know.
Next. Try it again.
Oh,
you
shit.
could have done better.
Please.
Same goes for where you invest.
Nice and fun, Diamond.
Level up and invest smarter with Schwab.
What's up, Carl Nation? It's your #1 broker with the best full-service wealth management skills in the biz.
Actually, I'm seeing something from Schwab.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Schwab lets you invest.
Okay.
And if you want, they can even manage it for you.
Not to mention,
Ooh.
Schwab has a team of specialists for taxes,
Yeah,
insurance,
47. That's not surprising.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
This probably isn't a stock people will pile in to buy on the dip.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
Stay connected to the markets with Schwab Network.
Tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on
You know what?
SchwabNetwork.com.
And on all your favorite streaming services. Schwab Network.
Available anytime.
We're gonna get $10 out of it.
For free.
Welcome back to Market
And
Update.
we are
I'm
out.
live from the
Oh, wow, look
New
at
York Stock
DVLT.
Exchange.
Let's see if
Now,
it can
kind
break
of
through.
overlooked stocks. The shares of JFrog
I'm just interested. I'm
rallying
not
after
getting
its
back in it
earnings
this
report,
late.
where it topped estimates
But
on the
let's
top
see
and
what it
bottom line
does.
and raised guidance for the full year. So I'm joined by Alex Coffin
At this
again,
point, I'm
West
more
Coast
interested
of
in
Next Gen Investing.
smoking my
So
pipe.
JFrog leapfrogging today off the back of this earnings. Talk us through that report and just the sort of moves we're seeing in the stock today.
Yeah, incredible run here today, Sam. Now, most of this move did happen after the close yesterday. in
JFrog.
response to earnings, as you said. But for those unfamiliar with JFrog, it's a leading DevOps and software release automation tools provider. So its main competitors are kind of in the GitLab space, if you're trying to think of any. But when you look at this company, it's up 25% here today.
Wow.
In terms of where it closed yesterday. Again, much of that in the first few minutes post these earnings releases hitting the news wire. But revenue grew 26% year over year to 136.9 million. That was ahead of estimates. On the cloud revenue front, it was up 50% year over year, now accounting for 46%.
Anybody else smoke a pipe?
Revenue. Adjusted EPS beat the estimate and was higher than last year as well.
I used to smoke cigarettes, quit cigarettes, did the vape for a while, quit the vape all summer, and now I smoke a pipe. Like, what the fuck? I don't do it every day, though. Well, lately it has been every day, but I don't, bring it to work. I'm not, hitting it all day like I was cigarettes and vape. I come home and I have a couple pipes. I don't think that really compares to chiefing cigarettes or chiefing the vape all day.
Whenever we're talking software, Sam, it's important to get into these metrics when it comes down to what are the customers, what is the makeup of those. So they now have 71 with annual recurring revenue over $1 million. So these are the most important but hardest to sign kind of deals within software. That's a
I don't think it's going to do it. What do you think? Is DVLT going to go on the bull run? If you're on Twitch, hit the emotes.
21, that's up from 966
Look at that. We got out of that in time.
Impressive things, record type,
Made $10.
for the company.
Thank you, Robinhood, for no fees.
It seems to be doing something right, because even before this rally that we've seen today, it was actually quite on a run. I mean, as far as their year to date, I mean, now it's
What's the deal here? So buyers did step up.
On the year, so certainly impressive as far
Got
as gains, and I've seen just across
a dragonfly doji there on
quite a number of
foremost. Oh, it just turned green.
KeyBank, for instance. I see Morgan Stanley also with a
All right,
down.
10 minutes till market
folks over at
close.
Oppenheimer as well. Can you just sort of talk us through what you're seeing there as far as the
Energy had a
reaction and some of the
pretty
commentary
decent
that's
day.
coming
Let's
through
keep
today?
looking at some of these energy
First off,
stocks.
what I would say is this isn't obviously the
Shell.
biggest company in terms of, it is still almost a $7
Ooh,
billion
we got to get out. Let's go to the 4 hour.
It's not Nvidia, it's not Microsoft, it's not Meta. It doesn't have the same level of analyst coverage, but there are still 19 analysts
Shell on its way up.
provide coverage for JFrog. 18 of 19
Oklo.
are in a buy equivalent rating camp, with just one loan
Oklo is
hold
still in its downtrend. That's not surprising. That has been taking a hit.
And that's still, 50 cents higher than where we are now. From a street high standpoint,
I can't believe it ran up as far as it did. Holy shit. I didn't see that.
Where they upgrade the stock to
Wow.
and they have a price target at
Fucking
$75.
closed at
They say that they're upgrading now, and
173.
it took too long to fully appreciate the differentiation and ability to expand this sticky customer base that JFrog has into emerging opportunities like AI.
Oh, wait,
models.
I'm dumb.
Fascinating
No,
stuff
yeah,
on
no,
that
that's
front.
right.
I saw another,
That's right.
commentary from Barclays calling this the
And man,
largest beat in the
DVLT just
company's
couldn't
history.
couldn't
So
break
again,
through
they say largest, best,
that previous
record-setting,
resistance
it's an
again.
important day.
Absolutely. I noticed some of that commentary.
That's
as well.
okay. We
Thank you so
locked in
much
our
for getting us
profits.
across, this name JFrog, leapfrogging today, up 26%.
What else? What else?
Session for this Friday. I'll send things back over to Marley.
What else?
Thanks to Alex and Sam for
Let's
that.
take a look
We're
at some
nearing the
ETFs.
end of this market session to close out our week. We'll bring in Kevin Green to break down the levels. He's
SCHG.
watching on the S&P 500
This is basically
as well
just
as today's
S&P.
action. That's next on Market on Close.
It's been down. What's Rick doing?
Real-time access, data-driven analysis from U.S. equities to global macro.
Wow.
Schwab Network connects the dots. Watch live. Subscribe free at schwabnetwork.com.
Had a little bit of a comeback in September. That's a major
Opportunities
downtrend.
Don't stop when the market day ends. So
Data
19
centers took a
Schwab gives
bad
you
hit
round-the-clock
today. Whoa,
access
what's
to
this
over
though?
1,100 of the most popular stocks and ETFs, plus a wide variety of futures markets.
Wow, that list did not look like that at the beginning of the stream.
Who understand
This
the
was
ins and outs
all
of
red.
24-hour trading. No matter the hour, you can trade brilliantly with Schwab.
At least I thought it did.
I'm Alex Coffey.
And I'm Jenny Horn. This is Next Gen
Digital
Investing,
Ocean.
where we track the trends shaping tomorrow's
Up to
market.
49. Wow.
To energy, crypto,
Data center.
focus on what's driving investor
That's
sentiment right now.
Clear analysis and forward-looking
surprising.
market coverage every trading day.
This is a
It's
make or
back
break
up
level for
to.
the stock. That could certainly be a short
Wow.
to near-term catalyst.
Next Gen Investing, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Only on
There was a
Schwab
time that I was bullish on Digital Ocean, but then
Sometimes,
this happened.
you could have done better.
I think the garbage truck is here.
Same goes for where you invest. Level up and invest smarter with Schwab.
Wow, it just went out.
Morning
It's crazy.
Movers brings traders the biggest
That's
headlines
crazy.
to start the day, from volatile overnight swings to the earliest analyst calls. Get your watch list ready. 8 a.m. Eastern, Morning Movers, only on Schwab Network. Stay connected to what
Wow,
moves
that's a
markets.
really
Download
surprising.
the Schwab Network app and stream live coverage wherever you
Should
are.
take a look. Is there any?
Trading at Schwab is powered by Ameritrade, giving you even more specialized trading support. Connect with the Schwab Trade Desk, our team of passionate traders ready to tackle your trading questions, no matter how complex.
We got garbage guy.
Plus, get 24/7
All right, Digital
live coverage
Ocean.
and access support by phone, email, and in-platform chat.
What's their ticker symbol again? I
Trade
fucking
brilliantly
don't remember.
with Schwab.
All right, 5 minutes till market close.
Your number one
Doc
broker with
N,
the
that's
best
right.
full-service wealth management skills in the biz.
Actually, I'm seeing something from Schwab.
Symbiotic making a bit of a comeback today.
And if you want, they can even manage it for you.
Not to mention, Schwab has a team of specialists for taxes, insurance, and estate planning, all with low fees.
I'm gonna buy 10 shares right now.
Carl.
Schwab, a modern
Actually,
approach to wealth management.
I think I'm gonna buy 10 more. I'm pretty bullish on Symbiotic and the automation of warehouses in general.
Is it? At Schwab, how I choose to invest is
So we're gonna take advantage of that pullback.
Yes, and I let them manage some investments for me too.
Let's move on, shall we?
No can do.
So where were we gonna do? Oh yeah, Doc N.
Where are you
Doc
going?
N.
Schwab.
We're in the wrong one actually.
Schwab, a modern approach
Well, you
to
can
wealth
just do
management.
this.
Welcome
Doc
to Schwab
N.
Network, where real-time market coverage meets expert strategy.
Oh, big
Opening bell.
green engulfing candle.
We've got you covered. Get inside the minds of pro traders.
My point is that they're getting a higher rate of change in sales based on their guidance, but not the same rate of change on.
Let me know what you're watching
The
on.
biggest headlines,
I
live
can't see from
analysis, breaking news,
from
and sharp trade ideas
Streamlabs.
minute by minute.
Yeah, on YouTube, Twitch.
For action, we break it all down in
I'm pretty new to the multi-streaming. We built a small community on
I think one of
Twitch.
the most important things is you're making a play in a risk-defined way here going into earnings.
So that would be a further downside area to watch.
Smart insights, actionable data, veteran traders, and trusted financial journalists streaming live and on demand.
Schwab Network, streaming 24/7, any screen, anywhere, free.
Pretty strong bull trend. Came back, tested that gap. Never just tested that gap.
I'm Sam Bartis here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange alongside Marley Caden in our Chicago headquarters. There's just a few minutes left in today's session for this. So
Interesting.
Friday, we
This
really
is
made
what I
it
wanted
across
to
the
see,
finish
though.
line. So let's just take a look at where things stand right now because
One day, here's why.
recovery for stocks are late in the
Ooh, a lot of hype articles. We don't like that.
bumpy old week, wobbling a bit, but we've got the S&P 500 now just on the line to the upside. and we've
Digital
seen
Ocean
the
holding
Dow
strong
Jones
position,
also,
market growth
turning
potential.
into positive territory in the
Hype
Russell
article.
2000. So on that note, let's
Hype.
bring in Kevin Green, Senior Markets
Price target
correspondent, to
raised
help close
to
out
48.
the session as he always does, and we've seen the S&P 500
Strong quarter
actually
3
reclaiming
earnings.
6-7 as the Gen Alphas say. It made the 2025 dictionary the word of the year. I'm not sure what it means, but what does it mean for the markets?
Not sure what it means either, but we are seeing a nice little rebound here in today's session. Actually, if you're looking at it, we're going to see around, let's say, 80% of the stocks, close to 80%, 76%.
2 minutes till market close.
100 in the green so far here, and we did see obviously some red on the screen, but it is turning around. Not only the broadening out that we've been kind of talking about over the last 24 to 48 hours here, but you are now starting to see technology getting off the mat, if you will. You are seeing NVIDIA actually catching a little bit of a bid after testing around that $180 level, and now we are seeing it actually move a little bit aggressively higher here. If you kind of look at the levels from this morning,
Let
for
me
the
cut
most part, we
this.
did
I gotta get
violate
some
that
notes
lower end of
ready.
that range, but we consolidated. We started breaking a little bit higher. Now we're above that 6700.
Gotta get some notes ready for the after hours show.
Proceed even higher here. I mean, we only have 2 more minutes left to go in the close, but we obviously do see a little bit more of a risk on tone taking place in the market. If you're kind of looking at the close here, 6720 is really where I'm looking at as the area of resistance. That's where you're seeing a significant amount of call activity taking place, but we might be seeing a squeeze taking place, at least so far. And then maybe we don't see any type of move to the downside, but if you are looking at a downside move here or a pullback for the last 2 minutes, 6700 would be your pen risk area for today's session.
Okay, so we are
Bought one share just to watch it. We may start a DCA into Digital Ocean.
Offering to reopen the government, or at least maybe a deal on the table.
It is a pretty good
being extended for 1 year. So
strong uptrend.
Tracking the developments
No,
around
this
that,
is a buy
but,
signal for me in the
as
short
far as,
term
stocks are concerned,
and
we're
long
actually seeing a bit of
term,
a
really.
recovery,
Well,
and Nvidia
I mean,
has just
that
picked up
depends.
and popped its head
But
in the sunshine now. So it very much looks like we have seen somewhat of a rebound.
all right,
for this
1
Friday.
minute.
Some of the worries
What the
that
fuck?
had very much been weighing on the minds of investors this week with AI valuations and this
Oh, that's
US
why.
government shutdown as well. Here's your bell.
Ah.
So a bit of Friday cheer here. The S&P 500
And there it is. That is the end of the market session.
Most of the day at 67.28. So we did see very much things turning around late in the day.
Verify your fucking email, really?
About 0.2% higher, 46,987. The Russell 2000 also taking part in the recovery and the rebound for these equities today. However, the Nasdaq still off the session's low, but not managing to just make it into the green today, ending the session down 0.3%. But as I said, well off the lows, as we did see very much tech
Add
under
an
pressure
existing
today.
account.
Let's take a look at some of the sectors on the move, as well as far as how we closed things out, because it was a bit of a mixed start to the day.
Oops.
As we see here, as I mentioned, technology coming off the lows here, ending the session just 0.2% lower. So just some marginal losses there. Also for communication services, as we did see this sort of pick up late in the session.
Here,
Consumer
we'll
discretionary was high by 0.25%.
pull this up for you guys while I get my notes
higher,
ready.
And consumer staples was 1.5% higher on the day. We certainly at the start of the session, as we started to see some risk off very much at the index level.
And then I'm gonna grab a drink.
Surface into sort of more defensive, more cyclical parts of the market.
Use the-
But we did see
take a
things
bathroom
certainly
break,
more into the green
and
positive
then
territory throughout the course of the day.
I
Utilities
will
ended up 1.3%
we'll get on with the after hours show.
Materials and energy
Where
both
is it?
putting on about 1.4%
my notes.
respectively, and industrials ending the day up 0.6% as well. And as we take a look across some of the big companies, the Mag 7 as well, because we did see very much a down day for actually most of them to start the session, but we turned things around. Here we are, Nvidia actually just managing to hold the line to the upside there after losing about, before this, 10% or so on the week, given the headlines that we've been tracking. Meta ending up the day 0.5% higher, so did Amazon, but we did have Alphabet being the laggard on the session, down 2%. Microsoft not managing to poke its head through there, and also Apple lower by 0.5%. So that's your scorecard for this Friday, off the back of what has been a wobbly old week, as I mentioned, with some of these AI valuation conversations creeping into the markets. Have we seen the economic impact, certainly from the U.S. government shutdown, some data to chew on? Kevin, what were your thoughts and your takeaways on the session and on the week?
Yeah, for the session, this is exactly what you would like to see. If you're looking at the S&P 500 on a daily chart going into the weekend, obviously we did see some weakness this week, but we did test that 50-day
just
moving
getting some
average,
notes
and we got
ready.
that hammer candle on the S&P 500.
And then
that's exactly what you would like to see. That hammer candle is actually bullish.
we
What that
will
really
get
just means
on
that
with
we
the
opened up
after
market,
hours
we
show.
flushed lower, and then we were able to finish higher than what that opening print was. And so that's actually very bullish for right now. Let's see if we're going to have some follow through. We are now pinned between the 50-day moving average to the downside and that 20-day moving average. If we're able to recapture the 20-day over the next, let's say, session or 2 sessions or so, I think that would actually be a pretty decent catalyst for us moving forward into next week. We also have to just be mindful. There's a couple of different points that we wanted to kind of highlight here. Breadth was actually expanding over the last couple of trading sessions. S&P 500 moving to the downside and breadth expanding is not a net negative for the market. If we started seeing every sector selling off very aggressively, that's where you get a little bit concerned. Also, when you're looking at
I am
if you look
going
at the VIX
to
index, we've been talking
grab
about
a
it moving
drink
higher every single day.
and
But
use the
usually
bathroom.
volatility does not
I'll
re-rate
leave Schwab up for you
higher
guys. I'll be right back.
3 weeks, 4 weeks or so, especially those major spikes of 30 VIX or 40 VIX. Those are usually quote-unquote type of black swan type of events. We haven't had that quite yet. So could volatility crush next week? I think that could be the case. I think you also have a significant amount of put positioning happening in the market right now. Put side skew is very aggressive compared to the calls. If we do get another green day or two, those puts coming out of the market could actually fuel dealers to buy into this market again and trying to push this market higher. I'm not overall bullish, but the trend right now is still higher highs, higher lows. And until we break 6550 on the S&P 500 and sustain below that for, let's say, 3 sessions, 4 sessions or so, you got to go with the trend. The trend has been the friend for the bulls for a very long time. You shouldn't change that right now. And right now, once again, we're making higher highs, making higher lows. We haven't broken a lot of structure yet. We've broken some, but not a lot.
All right, and we did, get that news that the Democrats were proposing a potential end to the shutdown just in time to see this reversal. But I do want to offer an update here. No formal vote has been held yet, But it does appear that Republicans on the floor, which is currently ongoing, I have the live stream going here, have rejected it, outright rejected it. Majority Leader John Thune calling it a non-starter, saying it doesn't even get close. His point being that the Affordable Care Act will not be a part of whatever they agree to end the shutdown. That is a negotiation that must happen once they have agreed to end the shutdown. Senator Lindsey Graham also commenting, calling it terrible and political terrorism. So that vote will happen today at some point, but thankfully the market already closed because it is looking like we may not end the shutdown
All
today
right.
based on that commentary. But with that
We are
said,
back.
we saw the NASDAQ as the only indices that closed down after we saw that reversal, KG.
Let's get some tunes going. Let's not blow out your ears, though. Okay, that's not too loud, is it? It doesn't look like it is. But, okay, we can close that out. We can close this out. Bam. Oh, we actually closed in the green on our account today. Wow, that's surprising. So, full here, pull my notes up. Oh, actually, first things first, we'll go over some market news. Don't need that up. Where is my notes? Are my notes? Okay, here's that. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Oh my god. No, I want them small like that, please. No, dude, I hate Windows. It's nice that you can, like, put screens together, like windows together, but, like, dude, I'm not always trying to do that. Like, stop forcing me to do that. It's like, okay, so where are, so, welcome to the weekly debrief part of the show. Let's jump into unpacking today's action without any distractions. The market is closed mixed. And let's actually pull up Google here. Markets are headed for a negative close on Friday, capping off a tough week marked by persistent worries over tech valuations and economic uncertainty. A lengthy government shutdown has also contributed to concerns, given the lack of official economic data releases. All right, indices declined. All three major U.S. indices were down during Friday's sessions. The NASDAQ Composite led the slide, and the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average is also falling. Negative week for the week. For the week, all three benchmarks are set to close in the red. Volatility rises. The VIX is hovering near highs for the week. Key market drivers: AI and tech bubble fears, lingering concerns that valuation in the tech sector, particularly among AI-related Magnificent Seven stocks, have become stretched out and unsustainable, are weighing on the market. Negative consumer sentiment. A University of Michigan survey released Friday revealed a sharp decline in consumer sentiment for November. The index hit its lowest point in over 3 years amid worries about the government shutdown impact on the economy. Layoff concerns. A report from earlier in the week showed that October job cuts were the highest for the month in over 2 decades, adding to fears of an economic slowdown. And sorry there. Let's continue. Individual company movements. Tesla, after a vote on Thursday, approved a large compensation package for Elon Musk. The stock fell over 3%. NVIDIA, the chip maker, saw its stock decline again, putting it on track for a 7% weekly loss. Take-Two Interactive Software shares fell short. The company announced another delay for the game Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 6, yeah, you guys see that? Delayed another year. It's gonna be well worth the wait, guys. Well worth the wait. And it's gonna be $100. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why they're waiting. They just want to, the $100 crowd to, like, juice the market up a bit. Like, oh, it's okay to pay $100 for a video game. I'm sorry, but I will never. I fucking love gaming. I've been a huge gamer for a long time. This used to be a gaming channel. I will never buy a game for $100. I don't game that much anymore. I will never buy a game just out of principle. Just out of fucking principle. I'll never buy a game for $100 fucking dollars. You are out of your fucking mind. Hey, and if it's it costs that much to make the game, well, make it fucking cheaper to make the game. Ever think about that? I'm not paying $100 for a fucking video game. So make it cheaper to make, and then we'll start talking. Rant over. Expedia Group. The stock rose after the company beat revenue estimates and gave strong guidance for the fourth quarter. Airbnb shares increased after reporting better than expected revenue boosted by international bookings. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. I thought international bookings were done because of Trump. I thought Trump killed the international booking, you know, international travel. Huh? Oh, shit. My brother shot a really nice buck. Nice. Open Door Technologies. The stock tanked after the company reported wider than expected losses and its lowest quarterly revenue in 2 years. Globus Medical, the medical device maker, saw its shares jump after beating earnings and raising its full-year outlook. Okay. Let's take a look at latest updates. Ooh, Ocular Therapeutics sold shares. She wants freshies. She wants the fresh water. Now it's the fresh water, you know? Dude, it never ends with this cat, dude. She is, like, unbelievably spoiled. I've spoiled the cat rotten. We read that. Crap, lower. Oh yeah, we got some earnings reports today. Enbridge revenues beat. EPS it looks like it stayed the same. Constellation Energy, ooh, people will be bailing out of Constellation Energy. Let's take a look at that. I forget what their ticker symbol is. CEG, Constellation Energy, missed their EPS by almost 5%. Beat the revenue, but people typically don't care about that sometimes. Wow. Well, maybe it's been already in a downtrend for quite a few days. So maybe people will pile into it. I don't know. I am just a dude in his bedroom. I don't know, from my experience, EPS tends to be... Let's go to the hourly. Well, that was today people bought it up. And we really just began the after hours. Their earnings call probably isn't even over. So we'll have to wait and see how guidance looks. Unless it was, oh, that was released at 10 a.m. So, they had their call already, and that's why it went up. Mixed revenue results, stock declines. It's now, despite year-over-year operational growth. I don't know, does that look like a decline to you? It did decline, but then it rebounded. Did decline, but I see a multiple green candles rebounding that back. But let me pull up my notes here. So that's the market for the day. Let's take a look at our post-mortem trades from this week. Recent orders. We'll start with the devastating ones. The bummers. We gotta go way down. Where are they? This one. And actually, yeah, we'll actually. So we got Redwire. Okay, yeah, I see it there. Redwire, RCAT, and then we have a good one. Winner from this stream, we'll talk about. From earlier during the before market close. Wrong ones. Okay. It was Redwire. We were in Redwire. RDW. Dumbass. We were in Redwire. And looks like it came back a little bit. Today. But let's zoom out. Let's get a more long term. And this is kind of what made me really decide. I was kind of hoping for I was thinking maybe long-terming this, but I don't know. I changed my mind and we backed out. That is kind of a little willy-nilly of me. Typically don't do that, but so we had been stuck in this range here. I rode this up. I got in here. We went through it, and I didn't mind until we broke this previous support. When we broke that previous support, that is when I got out. A big engulfing green candle. A lot of buyers stepped up today, but that's when I just zoom out. And it's like, what are the chances that this is gonna turn around? So that's a bad one. We lost. How much did we lose on that? Let me pull up. Let me get you the numbers here. So much easier to do it on the phone. Show all. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about Compass too. We briefly talked about that earlier. Where's fucking Redwire? There it is. Yeah, so we lost 147 on this. $147 on that out of like $500. So I got like $400 back. But and then so now on to RCAT, another bummer. This one hit its stop loss earlier today. Not sure how. Because it had a really green day. So let's go to the hourly. Let's see what happened here. And so Yeah, we must have, forget exactly what the stop loss was set at. Hold on, what did it sell at? It sold at 825. 825. So yeah, we can see it hit that and then just rebounded. But it still would have been a losing trade for me. And I think that this is just it double topped. It double topped here. And it got stuck in that range, and the security hype, I think, is just over. I think a lot of this hype had to do with the Charlie Kirk shooting, to be honest with you. And I think we just are seeing, you know, a regression to the mean. Oh, wow. Arcat endorses partner with Paladine AI in YouTube video. Red Cat signs MOA with Apium Swarm Robotics. Interesting. I think I decided we are done with Red Cat. The company isn't profitable, and I think I'm gonna take a step back and you know, I'm mixing short term with long term. Like, why am I investing long term in a company that isn't profitable? Like, that makes no sense. So you just learn lessons all the time, man. It is what it is. It's the tuition of the market. So now that is Red Cat. Let's go into Compass. One more bad one. We hit the stop loss. This, however, I am bullish on. So we are DCAing back into this. I don't see a huge reason to bail on Compass yet. I'm going to DCA in it until it pulls back. If it pulls back and breaks this previous support, then I will be concerned. Until then, and even if it falls back to that previous support and gets stuck in that range, I will continue to DCA into it. Because I don't know, maybe not. Actually, yes. Until it breaks, if it can lock in a new high or low here and potentially continue this uptrend from June, from the summer, from April, I will remain bullish on Compass. Part of the reason I like this company so much is because they are one of the companies in the latest stages of FDA trials for this type of treatment. And they don't have hype articles. Like, I don't see any hype articles about Compass, which I take as a very good sign. But man, that big red candle was, it is still maybe concerning, but, you know, it filled the gap. Gap fill reversal, maybe. I'll believe it when I see it, but we'll see. I said what I needed. Said what I already needed to say about Compass. So we'll move on to the winners of the day. Although this wasn't this was earlier this week that we hit the stop loss on Compass. What was that company? DVLT from earlier this stream. So we made some of the money back from the RCAT stop loss. And yeah, mainly the RCAT stop loss. We got about 400 bucks almost this afternoon. Big engulfing candle here. But let's go back down to the hourly. I am not long on this. This was a day trade scalp. As you can see, long term, it has been in a downtrend since October, since mid-October, or the end of October. But hey, we got in on this candle in the last hour of the trading day, and we just rode the wave up until we saw our exit signal, and then we got out. I mean, there's not much to talk about there. If you were watching earlier in the stream, you would have saw it all. Happy about that. But broader, let's take a look at the indices. So market continued down today. Green candle though, almost a hammer there. Looks like we closed within the previous day's range. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not really alarming. I don't see here anything out of the norm of normal consolidation from, what is it? 1, 2, 3 gap ups on the daily. I think if you go to the hourly, there's even more. I think there's 4 gap ups on the hourly. Gap up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the out of the normal thing. So until one day, until we really break this previous low, that's when I will get bullish. That's when I will get bullish. Other than that, I just see a regression to the mean. This bubble can go on for a long time. People are always worried about, are worried about Michael Burry's. Dude, that guy was way early. He almost lost his ass on the housing market crash. He's lucky that he held up. He held out long enough, as he held out as long as he did. So, you know, these things can go on for a lot longer than you think. But let's continue going on. Let's take a look up. So let's take a look. Wrapping up the week. Let's dive deeper into big stories shaping the market. Inflation ticked up. Yeah, inflation ticked up around 3% in November so far, with headline CPI at 0.31 month over month, driven partly by a 1.5% energy price spike. The Fed cut rates by 25 basis points to 3.75 to 4% in October, but Powell hinted this might be the last move of 2025 as employment cools. Markets are pricing in caution ahead. Earnings seasons for Q3 and 2025 are heating up with a 16.8 year-over-year growth expected, 17.8 X energy, Highlights include Expedia's beat, DraftKings, and Honda, plus broader reports from 91 companies today alone. Sector Spotlight, focusing on AI versus energy this week. I talked about this earlier. AI tech face heavy selling with nerves flaring, leading to massive losses and shift toward efficient models. Energy saw mixed trends with renewables surging and coal consumption up 4%. Quick comparison, Nvidia down significantly, down 1.6%. Fading rally and tech. Palantir is up year to date 26.74%, and that is the worst since April. NRG Energy is up 61.3% year to date. Moderate gains, commodities up. And so let's talk a hypothetical. What if the Fed cuts rates next week amid cooling jobs? It could ripple through, boosting cyclicals like energy, renewable, while pressuring AI tech further. If yields stay low, watch for a 5 to 10% sector rotation. Okay, shifting forward. Let's take a look. Pull up the research tab here. Let's build out our Monday movers section. Let's remove these. And you know what? We're gonna pull up one right now. I don't think it's in my notes. We'll pull up DigitalOcean DocN. They beat their earnings, had a major earnings. I think I saw they missed their EPS. I think. Let's actually do this. DocN up 5% today. Earnings, here we go. Q3 earnings, it reported this week on November 5th. The call's right here on Google if you want to listen to it. Wow. Whoa, I was way the fuck off. Holy shit. The EPS estimate beat by 206 fucking %. That's fucking insane. Revenue also beat by 1.35%. 1.35. And so that is why we saw such a big green engulfing candle on DigitalOcean and a gap up earlier this week. Holy shit. Boy, I wish I stayed buying this a year ago, but whatever. It is what it is. You know, all you can do is join in on the trend. So that is on the list to watch for Monday. DigitalOcean, ticker symbol DocN. Data center. And now, we'll put another data center on there. APLD. They've been seeing recent pullback, but they have been, they saw a bit of a comeback today. They still closed below the previous day's candle, but they have been, watch for, I believe, let's take a look at that. APLD, I think they report earnings, or they reported earnings. Okay, yes. So they had beat their earnings in October pretty significantly, and causing this uptrend. So obviously you're gonna see some consolidation on that. There are multiple gap ups, 2 gap ups. Filled the gap here. Gap fill reversal, maybe, who knows. but they killed their earnings report, so we'll add that to their APLD. We'll see if they bounce back after the pullback on Monday. And so that is 2 data center stocks. And let's go to Broadcom, AVGO, ticker symbol AVGO. Chip Giant, Broadcom, Magnificent 7. I have them in my Magnificent 9 watch list. They are up 50%, over 50%, slightly over 50% year to date. Gained recent dip, as you can see, over the past week or two. Earnings preview could spark a rebound, so watch for AVGO Broadcom. And next one, Eli Lilly, Pharma Powerhouse, up 22.9% year to date. Wild card in the health sector shifts post-inflation data. You might see some people piling into Eli Lilly due to the market concerns. What is their LLY? That's right. LLY. Eli Lilly, ticker symbol LLY. Be on the lookout for them. So you can see people have been piling into them. Partially due to the broader market sentiment. So be on the lookout for that. Depending on the market news. Palantir, 26% growth rate. AI, Software Edge. Monitor for defense tech contracts amid global tensions. Palantir, they've been seeing some recent pullback because PLTR. Dumbass, you know that one. PLTR, not RT. TR. Recent pullback. People bought it up today. They had a good earnings report, but Michael Burry short spooked a lot of people. We'll put that on the watch list for next week. PLTR. People might buy the downturn, the consolidation. What next? The trade desk. Ad tech leader, potential November bounce on consumer cyclical upticks. So that is ticker symbol TTD. TTD. It's been seeing some major pullback. Look like it's gone back to some previous resistance or previous support levels, so watch that. Might see buyers stepping in at that previous support. TTD. And given the broader market sentiment, you might see people piling into that sector. Oklo now. I know Oklo's been seeing some downturn. Nuclear energy innovator. They align with renewables surge. Watch for macro energy events. People are buying the dip today on Oklo. I still can't believe how much that ran up. We'll add that to the list. Be on the lookout for that. Careful with Oklo. That is in the major downtrend. So set those stop losses. And the last one for the next week's watch list is a phenol, APH. Highest ranked dividend growth at 22.59% return estimate, steady play for next week's uncertainty. A phenol, ticker symbol APH. APH. Let's pull up the chart. And that has been in a strong uptrend. People bought it up today. A little bit of consolidation here after, what is this, all-time highs? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is all-time highs, all right. So be on the lookout for a phenol. You might see some consolidation, but be on the lookout. That is the watch list, APH. That is the watch list. I'll post that in the Discord. And then we'll follow up with that next week. So hit me with any questions. It's that time of the show. You got any questions? Got anything for me to look at? Any strategy advice, predictions? It could be anything. What's your take on next week's choppiness? Is it going to be a big bull run? Are people going to buy the dip? Or are we going to continue down? Otherwise, that is pretty much it for the show. That is pretty much it for the show. We can go over our little send-off quote, and we'll end the day. We'll end the stream. Yeah, I'll post that in the Discord, and I think we'll get out of here. Hope everybody has a good Friday. Let me close my notes off. Man, we made... Can't believe that, dude. That was a fucking... Year today realized. It was down to 600. Oh, man, that was crazy. After being at 1,000 earlier this week. But, hey, whatever. Buy the dip. I'm still buying the dip. I have not seen any reason to not buy the dip yet. But we'll leave you with the send-off here. What you become in life is dependent on the decisions you make and how you react to the decisions made on your behalf. That's it, guys. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you Sunday for the weekly crypto close. I'm not going anywhere this weekend, so I will be streaming it. No cancellation. We'll be live this Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for the weekly crypto close. We'll go over some crypto. We'll see you there. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.